This is Uthred and this is Conflict of Nations World War 3, Day 4, and I'm playing as Indonesia. What's up? Good evening, guys. So, welcome to Day 4, Conflict of Nations, and I'll gonna go ahead and give you an update of Day 4. So, this game was started since day 1. So, if you wish to know, or if you wish to watch from the beginning of the game, you can go back to my previous videos with the title Conflict of Nations World War 3 Indonesia Day 1. Okay, but for Day 4, we started our first war. Okay, so by the way, before we proceed with the update and my topic for today, let me just give you a recap of what we have discussed yesterday. So yesterday, I have shown you guys how many units I have mobilized. And yesterday I had mobilized 23 units, so that's 5 additional units from my original 18 units. Okay, but for today, I also gained an additional 5 more units, so that's another 1 Corvette and another 4 National Guards. So I now have 28 total units. Okay. So I also discussed yesterday about my plans of conquering Malaysia for its components resources, and the composition and the movement of the troops that I will be using for this campaign. So at this point, yeah. Also, yesterday I forgot to discuss about New Zealand. So remember, I told you guys that I will share with you New Zealand's profile and its player. So we forgot to do that. Okay, and also yesterday I have shared with you some interesting facts about the Indonesian military, its composition, its strength, and a little bit of its, well, history was not discussed, but maybe in a different date, maybe we can discuss it. But moving on, for Day 4, again, let's go to New Zealand and complete our scouting for this country. So as I've shown yesterday, he already acquired New Caledonia, Suva, and he's also at war now with Papua New Guinea. So there, okay, but he hasn't taken the mainland yet. Okay, now New Zealand, as I have mentioned yesterday, could be a potential rival within the region of Oceania. So right in this region here, we have determined that Australia and the Philippines are, I will say not quite capable of, playing the game. Their stats are poor. But if we will check New Zealand, okay. Maybe I can just type it in. New Zealand. Okay, here you go. So New Zealand is a bit more experienced, actually, more experienced than me. He joined last year, November 8th, 2020, and he's currently at rank 16 with a kill-death ratio of 1.03. there. So he killed 436 units and lost 423 units. Mostly conquered provinces and mostly played mobile as well. However, the interesting thing is that he hasn't won any victories yet. He have joined 89 games, but currently has no wins yet. Okay, so maybe there's something wrong with this player. Maybe he's not finishing the game. Maybe he leaves early and doesn't finish the game because that's 80 plus games, and there's still no wins. Okay, so that's New Zealand, our potential rival within the region. So if I will be able to eliminate him alongside Australia as well as the Philippines, then we can gain dominance in this area and will probably launch our assault or attack on the mainland. But before we get ahead of ourselves, yeah, so war with Malaysia have started, and we already um, eliminated one motorized infantry, and now Malaysia has one motorized infantry garrison in Kuala Lumpur. I believe that's his only troops. Okay, he only has two units for day 4. So our land units will be disembarking in 31 minutes, and they will be capturing Kuala Lumpur. And after that, we will be, capturing these other provinces here. So, and who knows, I might also go for Thailand because I badly needed chips. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Also, after this, we're gonna go for Singapore. We're gonna complete the conquest here of Malacca, the Malacca. Uh, this is called Malacca, right? Anyway, so there, and then after that, uh, I have sent 2 National Guard units that will garrison Kuala Lumpur. I'm also preparing for 2 more um, National Guard units, which will be sent to garrison Singapore. So, okay. And then this army here will continue towards conquering the rest of Borneo, including Brunei. Okay, so I will think about this. It depends. Thailand is weak, and although he captured 2 cities from Myanmar, he lost Chiang Mai, and Myanmar have also pushed in the interior of Thailand. So yeah, we can take advantage of the situation and capture this city of okay, so yeah, as what I'm saying, we can capture take advantage of the opportunity and capture this city of Surat Thani. So this is a very important city that produces electronics, because I badly needed electronics at this point. I only have 460 in stock. So um, either that, but if I'll do that, then I will be involved in the mainland. But you know, let's see. Vietnam is not doing anything, so maybe I will do further scouting. We'll scout Vietnam tomorrow, as well as Myanmar and also Thailand, and let's see our options. But I really like to take on the Philippines as early as now, because Philippines is an island nation also, and uh, Philippines has, if the player has some sense of what needs to be done, he will build a navy. So, and we don't want a rival in this region in terms of naval power. Also, if I will decide to capture lands in the mainland, I will be prone for an attack with other nations like Vietnam and Myanmar and even China. And if that happens, then I will be forced to um, divert some resources and research for land units instead of focusing on the navy part. So that's something that we need to consider and we need to carefully think about. So there, so Singapore only has one unit, so we can definitely capture that. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to discuss are some units that we are currently using right now at this game. Um, you know, day 4. So I'll discuss two of my favorite units: the National Guard, the Motorized Infantry, and then the third one will be the Corvette. Well, Corvette is not really my favorite because because of some well, there are better ships, much more powerful than Corvette. However, Corvette is, you know, uh, during early game is important because you can build it using supplies. Um, Components is also vital. So you would, at early part of the game, it's good to have Corvette to protect your coastline, and it's easier to build. And then later on, of course, you will develop more of the other ships, warships like frigates, destroyers, and cruisers. So, okay, so yeah, I'll discuss, we'll review those three units. So let's start with the National Guards. So the National Guards, there. So National Guard, okay, basic National Guard, local paramilitary militia, quickly called upon in times of military threat to the homeland. Their unit hit points depend on the morale of the mobilizing city. So basically, National Guards are like reserves. So um, the nation can call on them if they are needed for war or for any emergencies. Let me just show you this from, of course, we Google this. So yeah, this is the definition of the National Guard. So the Army National Guard is community-based and reports to the governor of its respective state unless called to protect the U.S. domestic interests in times of conflict or national disaster. They may also be deployed internationally alongside full-time service members when necessary. Okay, so National Guards, it's a term used in the United States for um, reserve army reserves. Um, Most of the National Guards, they have other jobs, like they have a different job or they maintain a career while also serving in the National Guard as reserves. Some of them are also studying. So yeah, so there they can be quickly called upon in case of emergency. Um, this unit can These are their features. They can conquer territory. Okay, unit can conquer and occupy enemy territory. Okay, they have radar signature. Unit has a signature that can be detected by radar. And type ground units and low. Okay, so they have low signal. The signature that they give out is low. And about signature size, radar that can detect low signatures can also detect high signatures of the same type, but not vice versa. Okay, so that means that radar can detect low signatures, can also detect high signatures. So if the radar can detect low signature, they can also detect high signatures, but not vice versa, meaning the radar that can detect only high signatures cannot detect low signatures. Okay, and they also have the ability to ferry or to airlift. So meaning that means if you have an air base in any province, then they can use those air bases for transport. Okay, so unlike in Call of War, you will have to travel um, by land, by sea, if you will be deploying, if you will be deployed on a certain, certain location or certain place. So, okay, so and this is their production cost. Level one, they cost 400 supplies, 250 components, 550 manpower, 750 cash, and they only require 8 hours to be mobilized. Okay, and these are their upkeep. So I don't usually look at this, but basically the upkeeps, this is the amount of resources that these units uh, needs to, that this unit needs on a daily basis. So this amount of resources will be deducted from your stocks on a daily basis. Okay, so they can be produced in 8 hours, and well, the problem with National Guard is that their attack points is low. It's only at 1.5, and their damage is 2.03 or 2.3. Okay, um, they also have defense points against fixed wing as well as rotary of 0.3 to 0.5. They can also do some damage on buildings. Okay, but basically this unit is weak. um, their hit points is 15. Okay, and their defensive points is not that strong. Okay, well, this is only level 1. All right. Also, if you will check, they have no negative um, they have no negative value in terms of terrain, but they will gain advantage when they are in defense. So if you'll notice, they'll gain additional 50 points for defense if they are located in urban or city, and then for urban plus 50. So that points of 2.3 for defense will go up 50% if they are located or garrisoned in a city or a suburb. Okay, that's the reason why we're using them as garrison, because of uh, that advantage. Okay, another thing is that um, their hit points is equivalent to the morale of the city where they are mobilized. So Makassar has a morale of 76%. So when the city mobilizes National Guards, then the hit points of the National Guard will be, hold on, will be reduced. Okay, so let me give you an example here. So I have a National Guard here, and okay, can't clearly see it. Anyway, let's use this. So these National Guards stationed in Padang has 27.3 hit points. Um, so you just have to divide it by 2 if you wish to know what is the hit point per unit. But the thing is, they are garrisoned. So remember, if your units are garrisoned in the city, they automatically receive 1 HP per day. So if they stayed here for 2 days, then they'll get 4 additional HP. Okay, and also the regeneration of HP here is actually computed based on seconds and minutes. So you'll just basically have to divide 1, divide it by 24, and then divide it by the minutes if you want to determine how many hit points your unit receives per minute. So, just do the math. Maybe next time we'll do that, but it's not in the plan right now. Okay, excuse me. Okay, but the National Guards is that you can research them, you can upgrade them. So if you notice here, modern personnel for level 2, modern personal armor system, increasing the soldier's survivability. So here, there's an additional points for attack and also an additional points for defense, plus their HP increased by 2, so they now have 17 hit points. So if you upgrade up to level 4, next generation military unit, fully replacing the previous technology. Now this one is deadlier. Now it has 2.5 hit points, it has 3.8 defense, and the hit points, sorry, I mean 2.5 attack points and 3.8 defense points, and their hit points is has now increased to 20. Okay, so now that's strong. That's already a strong unit in the later part of the game. Okay. Now their maximum is, so reduce mobilization time per unit achieved through modern production technology. So now this final upgrade here will now have attack points of 4 with a defense points of 6. Its hit point is 24, so that's the maximum, and their movement have also improved. Their speed have improved tremendously also. So that's the reason why I love National Guards, because National Guards are easier to produce. You can produce them by 8 hours. Okay, now let's compare them to the Motorized Infantry, the other favorite unit. Okay, now Motorized Infantry, same, they can conquer territory. They have a radar signature that is slow. They can be airlifted, and okay, European doctrine. Okay, Motorized Infantry transported by light vehicles. Its primary role is to hold strategic targets such as towns or cities. So if we check the details there, so as you can see, their attack points is much stronger, double than the National Guard, and also its defense point. This is level 1. Okay, defense point is 3.8. They also have decent defense against armored targets, but their HP is also at 15, same as the National Guard. Now if you will notice here, attack value of the Motorized Infantry has negative value depending on the terrain. So if they're in the mountains and they are attacking, that's going to be a negative 25 for the attack points. That's the same for jungle as well as tundra. So that's going to be negative 25. Now if they are garrisoned and they are defending a city, they're only giving an additional of 25% for defending cities. So that's the reason why using National Guards as garrison is better, because it gives you an additional 50 points, defense points, if they are garrisoned. Okay, so that's the reason why it's better to use the National Guard for garrison, for defense. Okay, but Motorized Infantry, these are used for attack, for conquering cities. So if you notice how I play my strategy, I gathered all my Motorized Infantry here into one army, and this will be my army that will attack and conquer the rest of Malaysia, while I'm also sending a reinforcement, National Guard reinforcement, that will hold the city and prevent them from rebelling, or from, from becoming a rogue state. So that's what I do. And aside from that, of course, their hit points are also increasing because they are in a city and they're getting one hit point heal per day. Okay, but the advantage for the national, one more. Okay, again, national guards are good for assault, for offensive purposes. Okay, also, if you will notice, uh there, okay, one good feature also of the motorized infantry is its maximum level. So once you reached level 7, okay, here, so this is level 7, modern personal armor system, increasing the soldier's survivability or hit points. So if you will see here, the attack range have increased by level 20, by 20. Okay, I think the increase in attack range will start here. Let me check. Okay, so the increase in attack range, so there, next generation military unit fully replacing the previous technology and equipment. So level 3 motorized infantry will have an additional attack range of 20. So that means they can mortar a city without uh, without being damaged. They can attack a city without being damaged. So attack range, so can engage hostile units at a range of 20. Okay, so here, motorized infantry transported by light vehicles serves to hold strategic targets such as towns or cities, and can engage, what the hell, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so can engage hostile units at range with mortar. So they now have mortar. So that's the reason why they can attack in a range of 20. Okay, and that's also the reason why they are my favorite, because at level 6, and that's day number 22, you will now be able to use your, sorry about that, I got distracted, but anyway, so you'll be able to use your motorized infantry at range without receiving any damage once they are at level 6. So that's also one of the reasons why they are one of my favorite, motorized infantries are one of my favorite units. So okay, now moving on to Corvette. Corvettes, these are the smallest class of warship in a modern fleet, often used as coastal or littoral combat vehicle, defending shallow water areas against surface and submarine incursion. Often used as coastal or littoral combat vessel, defending shallow water areas against surface and submarine incursion. Extremely vulnerable in use on the high seas. Okay, with a negative 50% HP. So radar signature is high, attack range is 50, radar detection detects the radar signature of the following units within a range of 75. So Corvette also has a radar, and it can detect high ground units, high naval units, and high fixed wing unit. So these are the non-stealth units. So those units have those units can be detected by the Corvette, and it also has a sonar detection with a range of 75. Okay, so that's the reason why this unit is good for defending cities, because yeah, it's stronger than a submarine. Okay, um, maybe I will discuss that in the future in a different video, why submarines are not good in shallow waters. But yeah, Corvettes is the ultimate defense for your home cities. Okay, so for the attack points, it has 1.5 for soft damage, for soft targets, and 1 for hard targets like armored targets. It also has a defense of 1 for fixed wing and 1.5 for rotary. It also has a damage and a defense points, attack and defense points of 5 for vessels or surface vessels and 4 for submarines. Okay, now if they are crossing the high seas, then their HP will go down to 10, and as well as the speed. So basically they are good for coastal shallow waters. Okay, so seas like this there. But if you will send a corvette here in this place, then its hit points will go down to 10 per unit. Okay, now it's the reason why I am building or mobilizing corvettes are because of its um, supply. I mean, because of its resource requirement. So it needs 1.5 1.5 supplies. So basically, if I don't have enough components, then I will switch production or mobilization to corvettes. If Because usually if I have many components, I have few supplies, and if I have few supplies, I have many components. So whichever resources I have more, then that's the one that I will mobilize. So okay, so let's also check the maximum level for corvettes. Okay, so it's maximum level. Okay, fitting of stronger and more powerful anti-air weapons delivering increased damage to air targets. Okay, so let's see. Okay, attack range have increased to 75. Reveal stealth. Okay, they can now detect submarines, radar detection, sonar, and they can also uh, deploy missiles. Okay, now you will still need supplies, of course, but the damage for soft targets have increased to 3, hard targets to 2. Their vessel target damage is 8.5, submarine is 1.5, and yeah, the fixed wing defense have increased to 2. So not bad, yeah, for defensive purposes. So those are the 3 units that we have reviewed. So we will do this kind of format moving forward. But anyway, thank you for the support. Thank you if you're watching this. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow the um, turn on the notification bell for you to be alerted for new videos. So again, thank you and have a good night.